Skylar Faith. What episode are we on?
Episode 15.
No way.
What? Almost 16.
Woo! Is that true? That can't be real. We've almost been doing this for 2 months. We've almost been doing this for 2 months. That's a lot of time. Hi, welcome to episode 59 of Randy's Live. Here we are, coming to you live every night from Nashville, Tennessee. I almost said Nashville, California. I almost made up a place. Some days it feels like it. Nashville, Tennessee, with our little crew of 3. This is my husband, Andrew McGinnis, on camera, directing, graphics, segment we like to call Mixing with McGinnis, lots of other things, and my stage manager, Skylar Faith McGinnis. Also my daughter, also my very fun and lovely audience of 1. Yay! Thanks for being here with us. It's it's been a bit, right? We've been at this for a while. How are you guys feeling? How is everyone out there? I want to take a moment and acknowledge all of you. And I'm not even being silly. This is like a weird, what's happening? What's happening? First of all, every night we do 2 things. We explain why we did this. So we started this a couple months ago. I just turned to my husband and I said, I think we should go live tonight. I think we should go live every night just to check in with our friends and make sure everyone's okay and do a little something to reach out to our community. And he looked at me and he said, oh, every night, okay. And we thought we'd be at this maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3, and it's been a little bit longer. But for us, it's been a beautiful way to connect with people, to make sure you're okay, to share information, to highlight charities that we really love and believe in, to celebrate heroes, to tell fun stories. It's been a massively wonderful distraction for our little family of 3. And then it turned into this beautiful way to just reach out and say, hey, so I appreciate you guys checking in. We want to start by thanking all of the people on the front lines and the workers out there who are doing the tough work so that we can be safe in our homes and take care of ourselves. And we appreciate all of you that go to work every day because you have to. So there you go. We start off with what did you do every day? Skylar, what did we do today? What did we do today?
What did we do today?
Oh my
That's a good
gosh,
question.
it's really, this is what's happened. It's the 27th of Boxing Day, and no one can remember what we did. Okay, well, you went out with Daddy to the park for quite a long time, right? What did you do? Was it scootering? Was it
bike.
Was it biking?
Mostly biking.
Biking, okay.
Yeah.
How was that? Was it great?
Yeah, in between
so great she remembered it, and she can't wait to tell everyone about it. Okay, so she had fun. No school today because we ended school on Friday. Ooh, so technically, I guess you graduated.
Yeah.
Da, we'll do her graduation ceremony later in the week. Da, 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 da. You just hum along with it. It's like that SNL skit. Oh my gosh, I'm going to pull that up and show it to you tomorrow. If you haven't seen it, it's such an amazing SNL skit. I can't remember who it is. Is it Anna? Oh, who is it? Oh, it's Kirsten Wiig. And yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, it's great. Yeah, one of them starts singing and then the other one just kind of goes along with it. It's very funny. That's what Skylar does to me every night. We have great guests for you tonight. It's Monday. Skylar woke up this morning and she reminded me what Monday was. What's Monday? But now she's forgotten. You forgot the entire day.
Broadway Monday.
Broadway Monday.
It is Broadway Monday. Which means that virtually we check in with some of our dear friends in the cabaret Broadway communities, theater communities, because we know they're having a particularly hard time, and that community is a big part of my life. It's a big part of my upbringing. It's where I lived for many years, on and off and on and off and on and off. And so we like to reach out to them, especially on Mondays, a night that would normally be a dark day for a lot of theaters in New York, but now so many of them are dark. So we give a little love. We have Broadway Mondays, and then we have Tuesdays, and then we have Wednesdays with Women We Love, Thankful Thursdays, Fun Fridays, Soulful Saturdays. Woo! We've got the name for everything until we don't do these anymore. But before we do that tonight, I'm going to sing a little tune. Let me say hi to the people who are on. I saw Albuquerque is on. That's so cool. Colin, I'm glad you're here. Shauna's here. Tracy's on. So good to see you. Susan is on, Ryan is on, and Donna is on. We are representing many a state this evening, let me tell you, from Pennsylvania to New Jersey to New Mexico.
And California.
Dino just popped on.
Yay!
Yes, my niece. Okay, so one of the things that I've done through this almost 60 episodes is I sing an original song every night, or a cover, or sometimes both. But what I decided to do is go back through the history of my CDs and kind of like visit my many musical journeys that I've had. And it's been really fun because when you haven't sang a song in many years, you revisit it and it takes you right back to that time that you were writing it. And you think about what you were writing about, what was going on through your mind. And so for me, it's been a neat way to connect with my earlier songs. And you guys have been requesting some songs that I didn't remember at all. Not at all. But I'm trying to relearn them, and it's given me a chance to kind of dig into what I was like as a writer, years ago. And what I've noticed is that, and this song really, really brought it home today, is that I like to steal from myself. I think a lot of writers do that. I think a lot of singer-songwriters do that. We steal, we take ideas that we put in other songs, and then we take them out and we reinvent them in new songs, and that's okay, because we can do that, because there are ideas. I have written many, many songs that lead to this idea of waiting, and saying goodbye to loved ones and feeling like you're on the precipice of something, and I don't know. So I just noticed that today with this song, which is one of the first songs that I wrote for my solo career when I really started playing, by myself with just a piano or keyboard. When I ended the band that I was in, when that sort of, finished. And so I'm going to do this song right now. It's off of my first solo CD on East River Records. Woo! That's right, that's a label. That was a real label. That label's not around anymore, but the song is. I wanted to play it tonight because even though it's Broadway night, Andrew and I, we Netflixed, binged a great new series. If you haven't seen it, it's not exactly PG, but it is wonderful. It's called Hollywood. Oh my gosh. Oh, Ryan Murphy. Anyway, it made me think of a line in this song, so I'm going to sing it tonight for Colin because he's been asking for it. So here we go. Today I poured a coffee for the queen, and she said, "You look like a 1940s movie star to me," and my friends all laugh when I tell them the story. It's the same one every time, but last off of Climb, produced by John Matthias, who, rest in peace, John is no longer with us, but he was a wonderful guy to work with and put together on East River Records. And that song was about how when I was first starting out through like college and doing like, you know, I was in bands and stuff. I was also a waitress and a coffee barista and a hostess at a lot of different places at once. And so, you know, like in the restaurant world, you work, you have a rush, and then it's a lull. So a lot of artists that work service industry jobs, which is why artists are sometimes being hurt doubly during this time, you will go and just sit down with a journal or something and just write your ideas. So I thought it would be fun to make up like stories for all of the people that came into the coffee house. And I just had people that would come in and they looked like they were writing, you know, movie scripts, or they were the Queen. And so that's how we came up with Coffee for the Queen. So there's your story behind the song for today. So anyway, I'm so excited for you tonight because speaking of songwriting and people who are artists, you know, by trade and by passion, we've got two great ones for you tonight. They're friends of mine from New York. One I just recently met and one I've known for a long time. I respect them both dearly, and I'm so happy that I can introduce them to you virtually tonight. So we're going to listen to a little music first from a good friend of mine. She is a MAC Award winner. She's a composer. She's a musical director. She's a beautiful singer-songwriter. She's a performer. She pulls things together. She's helped me out. She's helped many out by her arrangements and playing beautifully for people. And I'm so happy whenever I get an opportunity to work with her because I know it's going to be a great night of song. So please say hi to my friend Tracy Stark, who is playing for you an original song called Good Life, I think is what it's called. It's fantastic. You want to listen now? She, as you can see, is a very accomplished musician. And you know what? Lucky us, I think we're able to check in with her tonight because hopefully she might be home. I mean, a lot of people are home, so we're going to see if she's home. Wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah. Hey, Patrick, good to see you. Let's see if she's around to chat a little bit about her awesome music.
Yay!
Looks like somebody's home.
Hello.
Hey, friends. This is our friend Tracy Stark. We just heard your awesome song. It's so nice to see you. Thanks for being with us tonight. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So I want you to start tonight by telling my friends and followers that are watching where we're reaching out to you tonight. Where are you calling in from? And tell them a little bit of where you are.
I'm in Jersey City Heights. I live about, I would say, a mile outside of the Lincoln Tunnel and a mile outside the Holland. I'm right in between Holland and the Lincoln Tunnel in Jersey City.
Gotcha.
So, right, a block away from Hoboken, if that helps anybody.
It helps you. I'll let you know because you probably can't see my feed, but we have a lot of Jersey love on tonight. My family's watching.
Yes!
Got people, and a lot of California is highly represented also. So we're serving both coasts this evening. So that's good. Of course, I know you. I know all of your accomplishments. But why don't you tell my friends what were you doing before the world sort of stopped, before we were put on pause? What was like a day in your life? What were you doing?
Yes, I do a lot of music direction.
Yes.
So I do, and usually not book shows. Usually I work with vocalists and all different kinds of vocalists, rock vocalists, cabaret vocalists, jazz vocalists. I work with a lot of different kinds of genres with people. So the gig that I was doing, the day that we couldn't do it any longer was I worked with Nathan Lee Graham, who was doing a one-woman show called Nat Queen Cole, where he was this character who was a diva, and it was a one-woman show. And it was a great project. And we were supposed to do that Thursday was like the 12th and the 13th. And I remember because it was Friday the 13th. And we did the show the Thursday the night before. We weren't supposed to gather, but we had about 40 people in a small room. And then the next day Broadway shut down.
Yeah. So
we kind of decided, okay, let's all just stay home. It was right in that time where everybody was going, should I go into the city? Should I stay home? It was right at that where some people did, some people didn't, and so we just shut down. But yeah, we had one day of having that final show, and that was great. And
I know it's heartbreaking, and I remember that time too, where it was that. You're exactly right. It was that weekend in March where everyone was sort of trying to figure out what this was going to look like. So I feel you. Well, yes, I'm glad you got to do one performance of it, and maybe who knows what'll happen when this all opens up. So because I know that you are a performer, an arranger, a musical director, this is what you do, a composer, all of it. And everything sort of just shut down, in New York in the live, space. What have you been doing, or what have you found yourself doing, whether it was because you made it happen or because you've been asked to do it during this time? What does this new world kind of look like for you?
Okay, well, it's sort of the same things that I was doing. I have a bunch of clients who are still being creative, and they still want to work. It's very different as far as the way we work together because we work online. So our rehearsals that might have taken something, a conversation that might have taken 10 minutes now takes an hour because somebody has an idea, I play something, they say no, there's lag time, it's difficult at the same time. So then I figure out what I think it should be, and then I send them a track, and then they work with it, we talk about that, then they get back to me, and we think, well, okay, how do I update this track? What do we do? So everything takes a long time to get work done, but it's getting done. It's getting done, and I have numerous clients and collaborators who are being very creative, and they're going for it. And it's nice. The only thing I've been, thinking of doing other things. Like on my birthday, I did a concert that was 2 hours. Well, I saw. Once I started playing, I didn't stop. It's just all original.
Well, there's no one to tell you to stop. So you just kept going because you didn't have a stage manager there to say, it's time, one more song. So just play as long. No, I saw that. Good for you. I'm glad you did that.
And I figured as long as there are people who are still watching, I will keep going. And I kept going, are you guys getting tired? Do you want me to keep going? You get people, keep going, we're here. Okay, I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm going to do it.
Good for you, girl. Good for you. So you're making it work, just like it's a new world. Everyone's trying to do new things. I'm laughing along with you. If you watch this back, I'm dying because yes, trying to do the music thing over, it's a whole new world and it takes 3 times as long for sure. Hold on, I'm going to send you that track. Hold on, exactly. But I'm glad that you're making it work.
Yes.
And I know that it's a very
and as you know, sometimes it takes hours to send a track.
What? But it's a new world, and I've said this, artists are resilient, and we find ways to create because it's in us, and so we're just making the best of this time. And obviously, I really appreciate you sharing that story about your online concert because, obviously, you just went out there to put some music out, and you were celebrating your birthday. It felt good, I'm sure, to play these songs, but also clearly on the other side of this, screen, there are people that needed to hear it and wanted to hear it. So it's just it's a testament to the fact that music is still a universal language that can connect us, and I'm grateful that you were able to do that. I'm grateful that we have the technology in this time because, oh my gosh, if we didn't. So before I let you go, let our viewers know, people that are just meeting you for the first time, tell them a little bit of where they can find I'm sure there's a website. I'm sure you have music. What would you like people to grab? You have a beautiful CD out. Tell them where they can get your music and what you'd like them to follow.
Yes, I do. I have a website, which is Tracy Stark.
Awesome.
I'm on YouTube. You can find a lot of my music. I have a few CDs out. My latest CD, which is already a few years old now, it is a lot of other people recording my music. And it's called Shades of Beautiful. And again, they can find that on. Is CD Baby still around?
It is. It is.
It is. I don't know. It turned into something else, but I think you can actually go to CD Baby and then it sends you somewhere else. But on my website, CD Baby, you can also look at stuff on YouTube. If you look up my name, there's a bunch of things on there.
You got credits to boot, baby. I Googled you today. I always Google before an interview, even though I know you. I Googled you. You're all over the place. So I'll just put your name in. People can find you. Find your music. It's great. She does beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you to Andrew. He knows what he did. The house is amazing. You're amazing. And your daughter's beautiful. And
Thank you.
I love her drawings in the back.
Thank you.
Well, it's clear.
I appreciate it. I've always loved working with you, and it's funny, we've done a few things together. I was introduced to you first through our dear mutual friend David Gerlin. God may he rest in peace. I love that man. I know that, but he was the first person to introduce me to you, and I just know for the people out there that are meeting you for the first time, I just know when someone says, well, Tracy Stark can do it, then I know that it's going to be fine. I don't panic. I'm fine. So let me ask you a question. We always do some questions. I'm going to ask you one of them tonight just to get your perspective. We ask the same questions of all the artists. So my question for you tonight would be, during this time that's so difficult, especially hard for our beautiful East Coast families, it's been challenging, but have you found something during this time that is your silver lining? Have you found something that has come out beautiful in this moment that you might want to share with the viewers? There are many, many blessings I feel about this, and one of them is that I am Zooming with people, I'm connecting with people
who I don't usually connect with, even though on a regular day we could FaceTime with each other. Somebody in California, I could FaceTime with them, but I never do.
Right.
And this gives me time to do that. I've connected with people that I never connect with. I have a group of people that a group of women that we meet every Tuesday night at a certain time, and I would never do that before.
Right.
You know, there is a lot of communication that, even though it's not taking place in person, it's taking place, and it's intimate, and it's beautiful, it's wonderful thing. And I feel like that is a silver lining.
Amen.
You know, I mean,
Amen.
I really, really miss performing with an audience. There's nothing, as you know, I mean, you have two people there, so you have a small audience.
Yes.
As you know, it not only feels like there's nobody there when you're playing, it feels like it's a vacuum.
Right.
Even though you can see, when you see people sending hearts and little clapping icons, and that's great, so you can feel them in a certain way, but the energy when you're performing, it feels like a vacuum, because you're expecting some of that energy, and it's a very, very unique and interesting thing.
It is.
And you know, and I really miss performing live. I really miss that energy.
Well, our hopes and, you know, thoughts and love are with New York and Jersey and the whole tri-state area right now, and we're hoping that this comes back. We know that it will, and we just have to hang tight until it does. So until then, thank you for sharing with us virtually. Thank you for checking in. Keep doing your concerts. Keep entertaining people with your beautiful playing and your voice and your songs. And it was really nice to see you, and we appreciate you being here tonight. So take care until we see you.
Catherine.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, have a great
Bye,
night.
everybody.
That's my friend Tracy Stark calling in from Jersey City. Well, hey, Lizzie's on. So great that we could see her. She's been a tremendous help to me when I put things together, needed someone to play, needed someone to arrange. And she's a staple in the New York community, you know. A lot of mutual friends have worked with her. She's out of work right now. You know, obviously, as she's explaining to you, she has been finding a way to work and to connect virtually. But listen, I make no mistake that it's not just people in the arts that are out of work. We know that people in all kinds of jobs are out of work, so many. But we also know that the large gatherings, people in theater seats are going to be the last thing to come back. So it does my heart good to reach out to these friends. And speaking of friends, we're going to introduce you to another friend of mine. So this is someone that I met recently back in December of last year. I traveled to New York City to be part of a beautiful event called Sparkle, put on by Scott Nevins. It was a benefit concert for the Actors Fund. And it was a fantastic night of beautiful musicians, and I got a chance to meet a lot of them. Through my time in New York, I also played at the bitter end, and then I stopped in to see Jim Caruso at Cast Party, and that evening I met a nice group of people who were all sharing their talents on the stage, one of whom is a very accomplished conductor, a composer, arranger, musical director. We hit it off. We had a great time. We have fabulous dreams of writing things together. We have big plans, but of course the world, you know, came to a little bit of a halt. So our plans are just put on hold for a moment. But he's been doing something really fun online too that he's going to tell you about when we check in with him. But first I want you to hear a little bit of what a sing-along might sound like if you tune into his page. So here's my friend Micah Young.
So many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side. Rainbows are visions that only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide.
Rainbow Connection. So here's some more good news. A lot of my friends that live back east are home. So let's see if he's home right now. Wouldn't that be awesome? We can check in with him. Hi guys, hi Carrie. Hi Renee. Hi Sean. Let's see. Let's knock on his door. Come and knock on his door. Come in. Hey, look who's here. So glad you picked up. It's Micah. Good to see you, friend. Hi, honey. It's good to see you. We just watched your awesome song. Thank you for playing for us. We got a lot of love. Oh, I'm glad Kermit's represented. Also glad. Got a lot of love for that tune. My niece went crazy. She's giving you lots of applause and rainbows. She's calling in from Jersey by way of Nashville, by way of where are you is my first question. Where are we seeing you tonight? Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from hey, thanks a lot. I'm calling from Washington Heights in Manhattan.
Awesome. I kind of figured it was around there, but I always check in because I don't know exactly where. Wasn't Washington Heights represented the other night? I think so.
I think so.
I think you're our second caller.
Yeah, David. Was it last night?
Yes, Saturday at Polito. Yeah, that's where he was. Yeah. So I was telling the audience a little bit of how we met and how I just knew a little bit of your background. And of course, now that I'm running a virtual talk show out of my music room, I Google everyone and saw your amazing list of accomplishments, things, I didn't know because you didn't have a resume, taped to your forehead when I met you. But but tell my friends and fans and people watching out there, tell them before this all happened, before the pandemic, tell them what you were up to. Like, what was a day in your life like? What were you doing before everything stopped?
I was hustling like all of us. I was coaching privately in my apartment. I coached Broadway singers for their auditions. I was doing cabarets and concerts. I was meeting people like you at Birdland.
Yeah.
Honestly, so I spent the last 12 years or so on Broadway playing in pits, slumming, subbing, touring, you name it, right? And then
great shows too.
I've always been writing, and I really wanted to get better at playing and singing my music like you, like all of us do. And so started going to Birdland, and so glad we met, and that was all sort of rolling forward. And as Tracy in fact, I just met Tracy. I recognized her. I met her at a club where I did a song, and she's fantastic. And I had cabarets and concerts lined up through the end of March. I had a concert this last weekend that, of course, didn't happen. So like she said, Friday the 13th, I remember that very well because Broadway shut down.
Yeah.
And all of my clients are working actors who have jobs at retail stores, restaurants. Right. So all of that work, all of my freelance work stopped, basically.
Right. Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, what's funny is that, we're in Nashville, and so I always liken it to, for the few people who may never have been to Broadway or haven't had a chance to get up there, it's a big deal to say that Broadway and the cabarets and the theaters went dark. It's a really big deal to say that they all shut, and I would liken it very much to our Broadway, our downtown, with all of the clubs that on any given night are packed full of musicians, sometimes 3 floors full of working musicians, that this is how if they're not, playing in those clubs, they're writing, they're gigging. It's the same thing. So it's really weird for our Broadway to be completely dark too. It's the same thing. And imagine that in New York where it's now affecting a whole, many, not just downtown, but all over New York. So yeah. So what have you done? Because I've been watching you a little bit online, and I've seen your sing-alongs, which are so great. Tell us a little bit now in this new world where we're all kind of creating and reinventing and rethinking. What are some of the things that you've done during this time to sort of cope? Tell us what's happening now.
Well, as you can see, I have started taking to singing songs. It started for children. I have a 4-year-old niece and a 1-year-old niece and a brother and a sister-in-law. And I thought about all the poor kids with the poor parents too, but everyone's stuck at home. And honestly, as we know, necessity breeds invention, right? Like I felt so restricted and scared and all the feelings. And so in a sort of a fit of trying to create, I wrote to Facebook and the world. I said, does anyone want to sing songs? And all of my friends who have parents were like, please.
Please sing to our children. Please sing to our children. Awesome.
Please, pick my child. She's yours.
Awesome.
So I started to that, and I'm on nine episodes. I do one every Wednesday at 3 p.m. East Coast time.
Great time. Yes.
I do about 45 45 minutes to an hour, I do familiar kids songs, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. But then I also do Disney songs, and I try to do a theme of different Disney songs that kids are going to love. And then every Sunday night, I do a theater sing-along for everyone, where we do theater songs, and similar, with what you're doing. And then I started working for Broadway Weekends, which is an educational program. So I do 2 more sing-alongs a week with them. So I'm doing 4 sing-alongs a week, and really, it's for me, as you've so beautifully expressed, it's all about connecting with people and making sure people are okay. And it has turned into some income. People are so generous. I get lovely tips, I get lovely donations, but more importantly, really, it's when people tell me, I was looking forward to this, right? I want to be here with you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to sing with you.
It's great.
It's very similar to some of the love that I've seen on your Facebook feed of just people get excited to feel like they're there with you.
Feel the connection. Yeah, it's so important to feel the community, to feel lots of people. We're blessed. We do have our little party of 3 here. A lot of people are in quarantine alone. A lot of people are not able to be with the people. I have several musician friends, 3 that are quarantined away from their partners. They're not able to be with their partners because they're keeping safe distances. And so music, as always, has been a way to bring people together. And even if we can't do it, squashed into a theater, around a little high top or a bar or something, listening on stage, then we can do it this way. So I appreciate you doing it. And we are definitely going to tune into your Wednesday for sure, because Sky would love that. My daughter would love that, and I'm thinking we're getting you our next kids show too, for sure.
I would love that.
So this time for you, obviously you've been able to find, some silver linings, ways to make connection. I always ask my artists some questions to try to, my friends, get different perspective, because you're in one of the harder hit places, and not everyone is feeling it as New York is right now. But still, arts rise. And so what have you found has been the hardest part of this time for you? What would you say is the hardest thing, the thing that you're just, maybe struggled with the most, whether it's at first or even now? What's the hardest part?
Oh, so much, right?
Right.
So many things.
I know.
To, stop stress eating all the cheese in the fridge. No, but it's like, what's another brick of cheese, right?
Yes.
Seriously though, I think for me, I feel people are prematurely letting go of some of the restrictions. I see people not wearing masks, and as you know, New York City, we live on top of each other. I see people in parts of the country as you do, where they think that this is restricting their rights to be safe.
Yes.
By not wearing a mask, or by just disobeying sort of these social contracts that we're trying to impart to each other, to say, I'm going to wear a mask to keep you safe, you're going to wear a mask to keep me safe. Mm-hmm. I just don't know that we're there yet to be so cavalier. Mm-hmm. So maybe better said is just that there's a sense of helplessness, and I have to understand the things I can control and the things I can't control. What's that? Is that a blessing? God grant me the grace.
Serenity, yeah, absolutely. To the things, right? That one, right? The courage to control, and the wisdom to know the difference. I know is the end of that. So yeah.
Thank you. Better said by you. I appreciate it.
And when we started this, honestly, it was for a little bit of that reason. It was the idea that we have been luckier down here in the South. We truly have, in that we don't see the numbers that places like our families in New York and New Jersey are seeing. And so, unfortunately, the deaths of many of my friends who have lost parents, who have lost colleagues, I'm seeing that so much because I'm so connected to New York and New Jersey, and connected still to California. And so it does feel different down here, but when we check in with people on the East Coast, it's just a way to sort of share information, not in a way to scare anyone, but to say that this is real. And here's a person that just came to you and sang a beautiful song, who's living in one of the unfortunate epicenters of this crisis. And it's a reminder, I think, that we all are having this stay-home fatigue. We're exhausted. We're all exhausted. But that it doesn't take much to put someone else's life as something that's really valued and hold it up there as important. So I really appreciate you sharing that. And so now I'll let you share, if you have words of wisdom. What have you learned? What will you take away with you that you've learned from this time? Because I think our viewers would love to hear that.
Like you and all the people that have come on your show, being a freelance artist and a musician, now developing my singing. My father's a voice teacher, and I'm taking voice lessons now because I want to actually get better at singing. I'm a pianist, right? I'm a piano player first. But the self-promoting, I think a lot about restrictions. You know, the more restrictions we have in our creation, the clearer the path becomes when you have less options. I have so little that I can do right now. It actually has forced me to say, what can I do?
What interesting perspective. I love that. We've had a gazillion artists on. I haven't heard that perspective at all. That's so interesting. No, it does. In the narrowing down of our pathway, right? In the voguing of our pathway.
Oh, right.
Wow.
It's when I do Madonna, then all of a sudden the work makes sense.
Hey, tell me what night that is, because we're totally tuning in for that night. Whatever night that is, I want to know. I want to know when Madonna night is.
We'll come up with you want a Madonna night? We'll definitely try to work that in.
We're going to post that here. We'll post that below. Great perspective. I'm glad that you found a way to connect. I'm glad that you're able to share your talents during this time. If people want to find you, where's a website that we can find your information, tip you out, follow you, refer vocal clients? Where can we do that?
Yeah. I just posted my website,
Awesome, smart.
MicahYoungMusic.com.
Perfect.
There's a vocal coaching page. What I am doing a lot right now is making recordings for singers. So you need a backing track for a song. I've got a home studio. I do recordings. The sing-along is new for me, but I've been, as you, writing music. I have a ton of original songs and shows on my website. I also posted my new YouTube channel that streamlines the sing-along. So if you need your kid or your child to have something entertaining for a little bit,
I love that.
go to the YouTube channel, watch the sing along yourself. I'm ridiculous, it's fun. But I also have the original music too up there, so you can check out different. We're greater than the sum of our parts, right?
Yes, I love it. Well, thanks for sharing with us tonight. Thanks for being here. Put all of that in the comments below, because I know many artists that would love to, either work with you or to get some songs arranged in the right keys for them. They'd love that. So definitely post that below. Thanks for sharing. I can't wait till we can be back in New York and write something together and work together. I know it'll happen, but until then, just big virtual hugs coming to you, okay?
You're over here, right?
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
No, other way.
Oh.
Other way. It was a good one. Good to see you, friend. Take care and stay safe until we see you, okay?
Thanks,
Have a
Randy.
good night. You
Bye-bye.
bet. That's my friends. I have great friends. Their information is below. I can see you tonight. So go ahead and I'll give it a second so that Micah can post that. That's a really neat thing. Both of these artists are so incredibly talented, and they have a lot of talents that a lot of musicians are always kind of looking for, I don't have a backing track for that. I found the karaoke online, but it's not in my key. How do I get in my key? They're the people to call if you need that, if you need music arranged, and also just really nice people. It's one of the blessings of my life. I miss it. I talked to my suitcase today. I'm not going to lie to you. I talked to my suitcase. I did. I talked to my suitcase. I bought a really nice new suitcase before I went on my last trip to New York City, which was back in December, and it was just a really quick trip. I was in and out. And I bought a little carry-on, and I talked to you today, and I said, I hope I get to use you soon, because I love being here, but also I love being out there too. And so big love to all of the people that are hurting and going through this. We know that a lot of people also have been affected through the Broadway community through injuries and sickness through this time, and it's a scary thing. So I just want to send love out to them, love to our Nashville family and our beautiful neighbors. We're opening up here in Nashville, and so we want everyone to stay safe. We want everyone to be okay, and know that everyone's really ready to try to get back to work. We know that's a big thing for everyone. We want to too. So I'm just sending big love, hugs, and prayers up to everyone. Skybeam, get over here, and let's say our goodnights. It was a great show. What a wonderful way to celebrate our friends. Mom, you ready? I love the unicorn came back, huh? It is. I know. That's because we had some amazing people last night. Tomorrow is 2 for Tuesday, Wednesdays with Women We Love, Thankful Thursdays, and Fun Friday. Oh, we have a game show for you on Friday. We're going to have fun. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Big love. Remember, your
Vibe.
attracts your,
Try.
and we love our.
Try.
So stay safe until we see you again. Much love. I love you.
Yes.
Peace out. Peace out. Are we doing that?